What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Fanatic Islanders, your home for sports and sports entertainment. And today, do we have a treat for you? We had a whole spew plan. We was going to talk about the draft that just went by. But, our friend Mitch here decided to make an appearance on it. The man is not a podcaster. He don't know. What's your spiel?
First of all, I just end up here.
He just ended up. He just showed up.
And then they tell me I have a Mitch cam.
Yeah, man.
I don't know which one it is.
On the right or on the left? Oh,
Well, first of all,
This is the Mitch cam.
I don't know shit but a podcast. And I don't know shit but a draft. So I don't know how I end up here.
So we had to call. So we called audible. Mitch was watching sports before all of us. He wanted me to tell you that because I didn't play Madden 04. He played Madden 04. Mitch, was an avid sports watcher.
Oh
Mitch,
yeah, when you was an OG.
I gotta give it to Mitch as well.
When you was an OG, because hear me out, audience. We graduate from primary school
Okay.
in 2004.
Mm-hmm.
But I was watching sports from 2000.
Alright.
he was
Nah.
7.
I can't do math that fast, but I agree.
But all we want you to tell us is, I guess. No, Macario's here. Macario's in the background.
Yeah.
Me and Macario will change seats in a minute. I'll let Mitch and Macario handle this episode. But Mitch will probably give us a spew about why he doesn't watch sports anymore.
No, 'cause
He's gonna tell us about certain NBA players he don't like, not naming Paul Pierce, but he doesn't like Paul Pierce. And we got much more in this episode. So stay tuned.
No, because it was old school.
Alright.
Yeah. When you watch sports back in the good old days, it wasn't all of this kerfuffle. Now you gotta bring me a thesaurus, but it wasn't all of this kerfuffle. And when they come back to sports, they couldn't handle it.
Too much going on.
There's very I overloaded. There's very much too much going on. Too much of this and too much of that. This one got a Twitter and this one got an Instagram. First of all, I don't know about Twitter. And I know about Instagram. Well, I got an Instagram.
Mitch is not old. Don't mind Mitch. He's an old soul. He's not old.
But I'll tell you one thing.
Okay.
Madden got it right in 06 and it was all downhill from there.
He's right about that.
You have a point now.
But
You have a point now.
Don't at me.
They know they wasted their money, man.
can't at him. But
Don't at me. Madden 06, Live 06, you can't find a better game. Don't at me.
But sit down, relax. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you watch sports, you currently watch sports, or if you don't watch sports anymore. And stay tuned.
First of all, these niggas soft. What you think would happen if you give somebody who had that dog in him like Kobe Bryant, huh? LeBron's physical talent, because Kobe ain't had no special physical talents. You had T-Mac. T-Mac had more special physical talents than Kobe Bryant, and they still was on par during their career. Arguably.
No, Vince Carter and T-Mac was way talented than Kobe.
I don't think you get a word.
But statistically and in terms of their accolades and in terms of the caliber of superstar that you would put them as, or you would categorize them as, Kobe with way less physical talent and way less ability was still on that level. Like, you still fear Kobe more.
I think that's the catch-22 though, because you ain't never get that work ethic if you positive about it.
No, because LeBron does have that work. He has that work ethic.
I mean,
he just don't have the results, and that's the problem.
So that's making it even weirder then.
Yes, that's the problem. He just don't have the results, and is that it
Does that
factor?
make it
Is that
unlucky
it
though?
factor? I don't know. But hey, some things out of your hand, right? Kobe can't control the fact that he don't have the physical ability as LeBron James, and Kevin Durant can't control the fact that he look like he put together with toothpick, right?
Yeah.
LeBron don't look like he put together with toothpick, yet he running faster, jumping higher, and have more body mass than Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant more skillfully unstoppable.
Exactly.
What makes it even worse. It's like why you only got 2 rings.
Exactly.
But Kevin Durant, low-key, is the phenotype for the new NBA player.
Yeah.
Because basically, Giannis is a copy of Kevin Durant, but Giannis just ain't had the jumper, so he had to change his game.
That's why I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you all Porzingis, they come in. They all Kevin Durant clones.
Yeah.
Long.
Long and athletic.
Yeah.
But technically, that's also the phenotype of LeBron, who is tall and athletic. LeBron, and that also highlights how much of a freak of nature LeBron is, because
So would you forgive him if it wasn't for the Mob series?
No, I just think like coming up as a Kobe purist. I didn't come up in the area of Michael Jordan. I come up in the area of Kobe.
all of us. No.
When I watch a Kobe game and Kobe was in the playoffs, Kobe doing work.
I agree.
Consistently. There's no playoffs that Kobe Bryant was in where I was like, yeah, this way choke, or way Kobe is doing foolishness, or there was none. You could go back to countless. Yeah, well,
Pistons
maybe one of many. You know what I mean? Like,
it wasn't even the Pistons. It was the Phoenix one where he just refused to score no more when it was up 3-1.
Oh, yeah, y'all talking about strictly thing on. Oh no, that's when they was telling them to feed Shaq though, eh?
No, Shaq was
no, this was after. This was right after Shaq when he first make it back, and there was like Barbosa was on the Suns and stuff. Yeah, and they was having a beef between Barbosa and what's not. But he also had a Raja. Yeah, but he also had a great. That was the same series. He posterized Nash and all that, and he had that game winner. Yeah, that famous one where he did this. That's the Suns, and it's like that was still greatness. You know what I mean? Like,
you
it's
get
like,
a moment. And
he still failed in spectacular form, right? But that's the way I'd put it. LeBron don't fail.
LeBron do that against the Magic, man.
No, he don't fail in spectacular.
You ever get the game winner?
LeBron has failed like a And so when he came, if you ask me how I felt when he came to the Lakers, that's how I felt. I was like, you bringing this legacy, you can't fit the shoes 24 greater than 23.
Man.
Because hear me out. When as a Laker fan who saw Kobe go to the finals, there was that fire that like Kobe about to the Lakers about to put on, right?
Yeah.
When LeBron James when this Laker goes to the finals now, even now that he has AD, D'Angelo Russell, it's like if Kobe even just had Chris Paul, I would have been like, but you couldn't say nothing to me in school.
Yeah.
Right? I come into school with my chest out there.
Kobe
You can't say
Paul,
exactly. All he needed was was a Chris Paul. Kobe had Pau Gasol and Lamar with him, and look what he do with that team. Right? LeBron now has AD, D'Angelo Russell, who left the team and proved himself and was traded for and came back.
D'Angelo Russell's play when he want to do, man.
But that's still more.
Yeah,
that's still more
Kobe,
than like a Kobe without other than Pippen, like a Michael Jordan without.
So you expecting a 3-peat then?
From LeBron?
Yeah, right now.
No, that's the thing, right? I should.
That's the problem.
I should. No. Right? If LeBron was Kobe, I'd expect a 3-peat. But because it's LeBron and I know his track record and I know that he's prone to you might fumble. Not get full. He's prone to fumble. I ain't expecting it. So as a Lakers fan, I expected it with Kobe. I don't expect it with LeBron. His track record just shows it.
That's rough.
So we could argue numbers, and he wins in the numbers. We could argue championships. I mean, and how much times he made it to the finals, what teams he carries there, and he'd win in that. And on paper, sure, but I was there.
You saw it all.
Exactly. And I still in that era.
You're like, oh my God, he got swept by the Spurs.
Yeah.
It was only him on that day, man. Each at least win one.
It don't matter, like, but sometimes things just go like that, and things just don't go your way.
Justin, you thought about your predictions, I know you want flex.
Listen,
say what you want to say.
I had a question for Mitch. Could bring me the ball?
What?
No, but talking on that particular era. Well, the era of basketball has changed, and I don't think it's going back to the era before because basketball is a little bit more exciting than we have had the Steph Curry effect. You can bring me the ball.
We just talked about this too.
Yeah.
He don't feel like it's more exciting.
I don't like it.
He doesn't feel like it's more exciting.
The Muppet in what the Muppet? Oh yeah, sorry.
He does not feel like it's more
Yeah,
exciting.
but we have the Steph Curry effect, and I don't think basketball because it changed on a high school level how things are played. It's all about pace and space. Mid range when it's like clutch time, but before clutch time, layup and threes.
Yeah.
Motion offense, zone defense. Not a lot of one-on-one basketball. So, to your point with staying in the Kobe era, it's like that era dead and it is extinct.
It's gone.
Yeah, because you don't have no more. You don't have no more one-on-one players being like, oh, give me the ball and let me go ISO. Who's even call it ISO today? Like you don't see much players.
Too fast to even call it ISO.
No, it don't make sense to call it ISO because Golden State made everybody feel like, but it's stupid for you to
run
hold
and
the
gun,
ball.
bro.
Yeah, run and gun. And what point does it make to play defense? Right, like we applauding Patrick Beverly, who probably would have just been the average defender back in the days of Shaq and Kobe and in the 2000s.
I mean, that's what he have to rely on for a career.
We applauding a Draymond Green when he just would have been like an average defender back in the day. We just have people in this new league that quote unquote play defense and everyone
as
is
an
just
option.
Like, oh, he's a dog. No, you ain't.
You just regular.
Yeah, you would have just been regular. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because compare the defense that Kobe Bryant or any of the stars would have back in that era would have been playing, and it was still good defense. It wasn't enough to be just a star.
A scorer.
That was unheard of. That you had to be a total package. That was unheard of. That you would have just been somebody who was on the team just to score. We only get 5 people. You gotta go score, and then you gotta come back and play defense, right?
Yeah.
And that's true for all of them. Look, just really go back and look back. Look at the Lakers team. Look at whomever, right? Look at the Spurs team. Look at all of the teams that were great. They weren't just great on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And then you look at the teams now and the superstars now, and it's like they superstars because they great on the offensive side of the ball. But it's cool. It's okay to be great on the offensive side of the ball, but if you don't have to go back and play defense, you saving a lot of energy.
True, but that's just like Justin says, like
faster pace game too. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
and a lot of these niggas ain't conditioned.
you ain't feeding your setting and say go back there, but go
Yeah.
use the post move.
Which brings me back to why I try my best. So, when you get old, you gotta actively try and make space for hobbies, and I thought sports was one of them. Right.
Yeah.
So when you actively go back and try to watch games and whatnot, when you've been out as long as I have, you come back and it's like the game is so different. It's almost not worth watching to me. So I made that period in time where I tried to make time to watch games, but I just didn't want to no more. Because what brought character to teams was that you had different pieces that were good at different things. And even when I used to play like NBA Live, I started from NBA Live 04.
Yeah.
Right? When I was only in 04, I was only 11. But the beauty of that was that you was putting pieces together. You had Darko Milicic. You had
bring
people,
up Darko, bro.
Yeah, but you had people who were specialists at blocking because you needed somebody to protect your paint. Then you had people who were scorers, right? Then you had people who were 3-point specialists, like your Joe Johnson, your Chauncey Billups, and stuff like that. And it was cool to put a team together, and based on what role players and what things that you put together, your team had a personality.
So you feel like the game regressed because
you
go on from specialization to
do
it every day.
Gone because we have this mode. Everybody got to do everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because in most professions, you go from doing everything.
Specialist, right?
That's what I
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
In most
exactly.
professions, you go from specialization. You go from generalization.
Yeah.
You go from
Especially as a
generalization.
specialist On these 9 to 5.
I mean, doctor in a doctor
Yeah.
sense.
We ain't worrying about you specialize. Listen, you better learn and know how to do 4.
I mean, that's how you start most of the time. But I'm
But-
saying to make more money, you specialize.
Yeah, but that only apply like if you a doctor or a lawyer or them type of jobs. But the average Joe Blow in any corporation, you better know how to do more than one thing.
I
You
mean,
gotta be a
you
You want
hustler.
that job?
was an athlete. You ain't no average Joe Blow.
Yeah, but the thing is, right? Like, I feel, and I know, and I don't play in the NBA. I never play at a high level or nothing. I just somebody who sit on my couch and drink beer.
Yeah.
But I feel as though, yes, part of the reason is that the young people who coming up are actually more talented, right?
I
as
agree.
as in, you have pioneers that the sports progress. Sports will always progress, and you have pioneers that will discover techniques and discover things that are very helpful. That ain't nothing spreads faster than an idea. So
For sure.
look at LeBron spending what do you say, $1 million a year, just $2 million a year, just to keep his physique and his body in working condition.
Yeah.
It's not gonna take 20 to 30 years for that to trickle down to the new generation.
That already,
once
yeah.
he says once he says what his regime is, that can be copied and pasted almost instantaneously. So what you have
Exactly.
is where the average life career span of a NBA player, if you were great, was 12 years or so. And you and it ain't even a good, because LeBron making his years look good. It was like 10 good, 5 or 8 good years.
No, there's this thing. You got 7 good years because they would
Yeah.
say you enter in your prime is from 28 to 32.
Yeah.
After 32, you wash.
Yeah.
So and even have to be 10 because you could do college ball, come out 22, and then you have, I'd say, 6 years to sort of prove yourself, and then by the 7th year, that's when they get the super
Breakouts.
models.
Yeah.
And that's when you enter in your prime, and you have a 5-year prime.
Yeah, and then you doing the Shaq shuffle where you
Yeah, you
do
live
Yeah.
the rest of your days on your name.
all kind of new places and stuff. Like Shaq was on a different team every year
year,
for
yeah.
the last couple of years.
Yeah.
It was, you
Yeah,
know?
after the Miami years.
Yeah, and it wasn't even a oh yeah, Shaq going. You
was
just turn
Shaq.
on the TV, you'd be like, oh, he in Boston now. Yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the right. That's Shaquille. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Still can't shoot no.
That was
free
painful
throw.
though. That was painful.
But that's what you had to look forward to at the end of your career. Like you had
become a journeyman.
superstardom, and then you had that point in time where you was retiring. But you have LeBron who comes and changes that, right? Or who popularized changing it because Vince Carter did it before LeBron. No cap.
Phil,
Right?
yeah, I agree.
He didn't do it as popular as LeBron.
Oh, as a
But Vince Carter had a long career, and his long career came from a lot of the concepts that LeBron adopted. But LeBron popularized it, and so I wouldn't be surprised now that if a Victor Wembanyama, if I pronounced that right,
Yeah, man, that was perfect actually.
if he comes in and he has the longevity of 20 years, if Durant has 20 years and all of that, things that were previously unheard of.
Yeah.
But in the previous, going back to the original point, like in the
They was
previous-
drinking beer and thing back in
Yeah,
the day, but
but-
it was a jacket.
but at the same time,
At
it was
halftime.
like at the same time it was like, wait, there's some rule change, there's some culture change in the NBA where the defense and stuff just isn't as physical and it isn't the way that it is, and
They don't want it to be.
Exactly. Part of that comes from, we more educated on what leads to longevity. But part of that also is that like the game is just played different now.
Yeah.
And I feel like there was more specialists back then because in order to score, like if you were a scorer, right? You needed the time that it take to develop that skill in the environment and the defenses that you had back in the day. You really had to perfect that craft, and you really couldn't waste your time trying to learn how to shoot threes and block and do it all,
Yeah.
because that was such a special craft that you had to work at, you could imagine like a Rasheed Wallace and a Ben Wallace.
I
and
see what you
gotta
said
try-
now. So you basically saying that having a Swiss Army knife basically reserved for very special talents, and
that the environment in the NBA right now allows for that. Allows for you to be a Swiss Army knife, whereas back in the
Yeah.
day you couldn't be a Swiss Army knife. You was a blocker, you was a banger, you was a 3-point shooter, stay behind out on the perimeter, or you was somebody who was a scorer like the Kobe's, the Ways, and look what it and the Roses, and look what it did to D Rose. Look what it did to
and
the
probably
Wade.
just being an okay talent with a Swiss Army knife just ain't that exciting.
It wasn't gonna fly.
Yeah.
It wasn't
I
gonna
wouldn't
fly.
say that particularly. Because there was Swiss Army knives back then, but it was like, oh, I didn't get
It
to-
wasn't like high
Okay.
volume.
No, let me tell you why. Because, okay, let's say, for instance, right, what an early prototype of LeBron was Penny Hardaway, which
Yeah.
was LeBron. So, like, Penny was a 6'7" point guard, but you could put Penny at the 2 or the 3.
But how many Penny Hardaways was back in the day?
No, but you had Grant Hill, another Penny Hardaway. Like you had dudes.
All them had short careers.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And that's the thing, right?
You had Larry Johnson, undersized 4 that could like handle the ball and explosive and like you had people, but they just got caught. Their careers got cut short by injuries.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's the thing, because in order to be, and that's what I say, like look what happened to Wade, look what happened to Rose. In order to be a scorer, and you was putting your body at risk. Look at what. Look,
They were slashes.
yeah, no, I mean, all right. So they were slashes, but Wade in his later years, because he couldn't slash no more because of how.
Yeah, he had to come a
Exactly.
mid-range
Yeah.
DeRozan type again.
Exactly. And so it's like if you want to be a Swiss Army knife, back in them days, you was could pay the price for it. Like you ain't paying the price for it in these days because people more hands off than they originally were. It was a price. So when you had your Penny Hardaways in the old league, when you had your
Grant Hills.
your Grand Hills in the
They was
old
getting
league,
punished.
they was getting punished for it. So it's like the part of your job. Yes, if you use a Swiss Army knife, right? Let's say it requires being a 3-point shooter, it requires being a slasher, it requires being a scorer, and it requires being a defender. And let's say we call all 4 of those things a well-rounded player, like we see, minus the defense, like we see these days, right?
Yeah.
The slasher and the scorer in you is going to take away from your career.
But the only my problem is with that is all like Penny and Grant Hill and the Jerry Stackhouse and the R minus was all Jordan prototypes. So they like everybody's trying to say who's the next Michael Jordan, and Michael embodied you could play, you could dominate the game on both sides. But then Jordan was a specialist because he didn't have a 3 ball and he didn't have the high volume assist. Now it's like the prototype is to be a triple double threat.
Yeah.
I got to rebound at a high rate, passes at a high rate, score at a high rate, and then if I could get defense, I just out of this world type of situation. So like because I think certain models like okay, like for instance, if Shaq stayed in shape, Shaq is basically Giannis, but just more powerful, bigger, and stronger.
He'd be the most dominant player ever, for sure.
Yeah. So like if he had a better science behind his dieting, he just is Giannis, bro. And then Shaq would, because he look at Giannis, he like, yo, I could have dribbled the ball all the time, but they say I was a big man, I ain't need to be dribbling. So to your point with the Swiss Army knife, that was looked down upon. But if Shaq played in this area to be encouraged, like dribble the ball, but if you get the ball at the break, lead the break, come down. And like you the biggest threat because you the biggest man on court and you dive in the basket and opening up the 3-point lanes. And then Shaq learned how to pass to the double team at the latest stage. So all you doing is drive, kick. Them Magic teams just was full of shooters. So it's like, okay, I on a block, double team coming, I swing to 3D on the wing or Anderson or Penny or whatever. So it was templates that way, but it was in the belief of, but you could win this way.
But do you think kind of sideways questions to that then, do you think that in this day and age that would have weed a Shaquille O'Neal out, because Shaq tried for years to perfect his free throw, right? He tried for years, and his free throw was at best trash, right? And you can't imagine a mid-range shot.
Yeah, but I don't think because Giannis just missed 13 free throws in the last game. So it's like, wait, we have a modern example of what Shaq is. That's why it was astonishing for Giannis to hit so much free throws in that finals game.
Yeah.
But he dropped that 50 piece because all he was doing, getting off the glass, going mark up. That was a Shaq-like game. So I think modern technology would sort of make Shaq's 50% be a 60% when it needed to be. But what it would really greatly affect is his health. Because the game could have stayed the same or whatever. Like you on the block. Okay, spin move to the basket. Okay. The 3-pointers, everybody trying to guide the 3-pointer. You just run, you rim run, you duck, cover, score. All right, okay, we need an easy basket, boom. And, it ain't like Shaq couldn't move. It was just that he was out of shape. Like, So, like, it wasn't like, wait, this boy got slow feet. Like, he can run.
Yeah.
He just out of shape. Like, So it's like,
in
okay.
in this prime,
he can run.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, modern science would have just say, bro, you ain't not garbage or whatever. You gonna stay the same size, and he probably had a longer career.
Yeah, it would have extended the prime Shaq.
Yeah.
So we would have gotten like 32 Shaq on the Lakers, and Kobe would have been playing with 32 Magic Shaq, which would have been even more of a nightmare.
Yeah.
To whomever.
And then Kobe game would have changed coming up in his era because Kobe would have had to learn how to play like Reggie Miller. Because he would have had to learn how to, okay, I could pick a point. And that's why Katie didn't like the Warriors when he was with them. Because it was like, all right, I like this motion offense and I get free shots. But I want a point where I can hold the ball and go to work.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, well, you would have to learn how to, okay, let me get off the ball. And not everything need to be a pull-up 3. I could get cut to open space to take it. Like an open 2. Or like, go to the lane, And obviously his assists would have been up because there's more motion and things like that. So, I think their skill sets would have expanded. But it's just that LeBron, his mindset from start was to be a Magic and just pass, and beat his big point guard. And then, scoring was always secondary. That's why you don't think LeBron as an all-time scorer, even though he is have the all-time record. Because it's like LeBron has a very limited scoring arsenal. It's literally, okay, I drive right, I go into the rim. I drive left, I take in a jumper. All right, now he got that little fadeaway right now. And then it's a streaky 3-point shot. And that's it.
I mean, you had some outliers back in the day, too, though. They kind of nerfed, if you really think about it. Amari, Lamar with them.
Amari Sotomayor?
Yeah, Lamar with them.
I mean,
they pretty much gonna do everything, but they was like, man, just go in the post.
Lamar would have fit better in today's game. Amari would have had to learn to shoot and post up.
I think Lamar was one of
was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was one of the early phenotypes that we didn't recognize. But a lot of that was also stuff that happened off of the court.
Yeah, but I mean,
just talking about his skill.
Yeah,
I feel like
his skill set was a major part in what that Lakers identity was, and I think that he was one of the pioneers, or one of the first phenotypes that we see in the league now. Where
you have your big who could dribble and come up with the ball and things like that.
Exactly.
And he was already tall, so it wasn't like he was undersized. Odom was 6'11". Yeah. He was lefty. He could have dribbled and he could have shoot.
He could have dribbled to the point where he could have handled the ball as a point guard. Because there's one thing to say a big man could dribble. Yeah. There's the next thing to say that the NBA head coach trusts this way to take the ball up the court, call the players, and the ball is in his hands.
And you trust him
when you setting up, and you trust him. Like that speaks volumes. And this was Phil.
It is Phil Jackson.
Yeah. This is
because what I mean by Phil has a history of working with. Because if we look
Phil
at
have a strict philosophy,
well, he trusts Odom because Scotty was the Bulls point guard.
Yeah.
And Scotty was 6'7" with long arms. So he like, all right, I used to just having my point guard play corner shooter and having Scotty run the ball. So it's like, you know.
Yeah.
So and then having Dennis Rodman, okay, you ain't one shoot, but you can grab up all the rebounds and have Kukoc pass it up to Kukoc to hit that corner three again. Again, these elements already pre-existed. It just wasn't like in the league's zygotes. They only
I don't
think
feel like they
certain
thought it was
players-
necessary. Yeah, honestly.
They was like, okay, it worked. Okay, Kukoc could shoot. Dennis is undersized 4, but he could rebound, you know, spacing. Scotty handling the rock. Obviously, we run in the triangle, which is somewhat of a motion offense, and then we have Jordan.
Yeah.
So it's like, and then okay, the Lakers. Okay, we have Shaq. Anybody saw him in Shaq? They can bring them double. We got Fisher, Shaw, not Gary Payton when he was there. Rick Fox, Robert Horry.
The only thing I don't like about Phil is he stick to the same philosophy no matter what, bro. Because even in them late years with Kobe, when he had Dwight and all them, he was like, triangle, bro. And Dwight hated triangles. It was like,
Yeah, because
Why
Dwight
we
wasn't
still
a
running it?
passer.
huh?
Dwight wasn't a passer.
That's what he said. So why would you still run
when
that?
you run in a triangle, you need your post. Well, whoever you setting up on the post
Yeah.
to be a passer, bro.
So why would you?
So that's why
continue.
they were even okay. Let's say they like in Chicago, they ain't not a big man, but in those later years, Jordan would have a lot of on the block things, and then you had Rodman on the block, but you know Rodman didn't want to score,
Yeah.
and teams know he didn't want to score, but they just wanted to keep him off the glass. So they want the ball in his hand because as soon as he passes it to somebody, he gonna relocate to go get the rebound. So it's like, all right, it's safe with it in his hand because we know he ain't gonna shoot.
Yeah.
But we ain't really want him to make the right pass either to get the ball out of his hand. So it's different threats. Okay, Shaq. Okay, we know.
That's
we
my
double
point,
him.
though. That's why I
whatever.
feel like Phil ended up out the league because it's like he's like, man, this league different. I ain't really
Yeah,
want.
I mean, he just didn't want to adapt.
Yeah.
I honestly, regardless of what I would say the same thing as Phil did, but how much rings he had?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he had
agree.
11.
Dude, I mean,
But
it's
But
like,
the thing about it, the crazy
what
thing
more
is
y'all
about it
want
is
from me?
Steve Kerr inverted the triangle. Like he
'Cause he have
basically
Draymond?
took the triangle and say, all right, I can make it to where I can take the concept and then reformulate it for Steph and Clay. Them,
Yeah,
bro.
because it was
That's all
so
that is.
weird. It's like Draymond used to hit threes. Nah.
Yeah.
He
No, but
doesn't.
even when, like, okay, Steph used to have the ball and a lot in his hand, and it's like, wait, Draymond, you ain't want to shoot? All right, Draymond, you go
Yeah,
pass?
just pass.
All right,
yeah.
y'all sit on all of these back screen picks and free up these dudes, and they run these routes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
But, so,
Actually, when you think about it, they still are running triangle because, okay, let's say if Steph come down, he passed the ball to Draymond in the key, he gets a screen for him at the bottom so he can flare back to the corner to free up for a three.
Yeah.
Let's say he don't get that three, he gonna pass it back to the top
And run,
reposition to the right side. So it still is a triangle. It just look different.
Yeah, I ain't disputing
Yeah.
that they don't run it, but I just saying like in certain situations you shouldn't run it at least.
Yeah.
so, I mean, I just trying to process because when you say, okay, yeah, if Shaq had extended his prime, Kobe might have played differently. The whole team dynamic could have possibly changed.
Would Kobe have played differently?
He would have
I
had to
feel
pay
he
differently
would have had to.
because
Yeah, Kobe with a prime
league
Shaq.
pressure. League pressure.
With a prime, we talking about, so 32 Shaq was like, you know, he could run,
Yeah.
he could bang, you know, like, and then he had so much more that he could develop. So like in a league like today, you take a prime Shaq, it's like, it's unacceptable, or you could say that it's unacceptable that, hey, you only catching the ball, backing down, hook shot, dunk. Yes, you big and all of that, but now, you know, we have all these facilities where you can learn these new skills. You can learn how to kind of dribble, fade away. You can learn how to maybe take it out to the 3-point line. We could try to develop that part of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the reason why Kobe could play the way that he could play that he played was because he had like mid range to the perimeter to himself.
Yeah.
He passed it in the Shaq when the paint was weak.
Fair.
Or to make the paint weak. But other than that, it's like Kobe do your work. You know what I mean? But if you have a Shaq that's able to take up a little bit more space on the floor and command more respect, you can't have Kobe holding the ball for 20 seconds of the 24-second shot clock anymore.
Would that make him as effective?
No,
I-
it would make it more efficient. He
It
would
might-
become Durant.
It might
Because that's
make-
what
yeah.
that's what really Durant had to become. It's like, all right, well, this way playing with hogging the ball. Well, when I catch it, every
Yeah.
time it's wet money, bro.
Yeah. So like when you say, Durant leave the Warriors, because it's almost effectively, it's boring ball basically, because the team too stacked. But then that reminds me of how when they try and make the trade for Chris Paul to go over the
Yeah, but that would have made sense though, because
That would have been balanced team.
but-
They only do that because
that would have made a stack. I don't think, in my opinion, that would be a stacked team because
No.
Chris Paul ain't a scorer naturally.
But so what was the reason why they vetoed the trade?
No, because Dan Gilbert, because it was after LeBron had left to go to Miami, and they were trying to stop this super team thing. And the
I got the
NBA had
NBA
owned
the
New
Hornets
Orleans at the time.
yeah.
And Darren Gilbert and Mark Cuban now put pressure on
on the NBA
all
not
these
to
players
accept the trade.
staying up. But if you look at it, yeah, Kobe might have won a next ring with Chris Paul, but it would have been because Chris Paul is this dynamic scorer. Chris Paul would just run tempo and make the game way more
Right.
easier for Kobe.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
And I don't think that, like, what I was getting at wasn't that, they stopped this trade, like the reasons why they stopped the trade.
Mm-hmm.
What I was getting at is, y'all think that the NBA give up on, trying to stop that super team formation because they already had the Heat, who was one of the first, well, I'd say the Celtics might have been one of the first quote-unquote super teams.
Yeah.
But the Heat really was the ones who did it with results. And now since then you had the Golden State Warriors and stuff when they had Durant. And you have a lot of teams where
They tried the super team, but it failed.
Yeah.
yeah, but they allowed to, because here's the thing: you set a precedent with not allowing Chris Paul to go to the Lakers because you don't want to start that super team thing. But now we in the era, we had that era.
I think the super team era over because that was another thing when Kyrie, Harden, and KD was on
Exactly.
there, and it ain't work. So they like, bro,
Yeah.
you just can't stack talent on the team.
It didn't work, but they allowed it to happen. You know what I mean? Like they allowed it. They didn't allow Kobe and Chris Paul to happen, but they allowed Wade, Braun, Bosh to happen. They allowed KD, Thompson, KD.
I kinda
KD,
think-
Thompson, Curry to happen.
I think they kind of did that. I mean, after they vetoed that trade, I think they kind of realized it was a mistake and they just
Yeah, I think
went
that's
from
what it was.
there,
And they was
it's
like,
just,
but not because you stack a bunch of
you're
talent
going
on
to
a team,
win.
you're going to win.
Exactly. So I
And
think
they
they
had-
realized that.
I think that's why teams go away. Even with the Clipper situation, they like, bro, it ain't make no sense cutting your whole team for a superstar.
Yeah.
Even the Lakers to then realize this, like, okay, yeah, we traded all these asses for 80 and we did get a ring. But it's like, bro,
What
we
was
ain't
it
had much to work with afterwards. Wait.
Yeah.
So it only makes sense in a long scheme of things.
Yeah.
I know. But when you look at how a lot of these teams are stacked, like, we might say that the era of the super team is over, but you still have like 3 superstars a team. And you back in the day, you might have one, and if it was a good team, you'd have 2,
Yeah.
because it'd have been Kobe would have been your one superstar, and Shaq would have been your 2,
Yeah.
and you would have been, 3 was almost unheard of now, but you could call off 3 names on a lot of these teams that we have now where they are superstars. So it's like, it's almost, are we just numb to the fact that we have super teams? Because look at this. You have LeBron,
Mm-hmm.
you have Davis, Anthony Davis, who is by all metrics a superstar, and then you have D'Angelo Russell, who's supposed to live up to the dream of a superstar. He producing more than Russell Westbrook, but even before that, you had Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, and that's a trifecta, which back in the day you didn't see like that.
You know the funny thing about that is, you know how we talk about how everybody kind of want to play and do every role and whatnot.
Yeah.
it almost feel like even teams that don't have necessarily superstars could beat the teams with superstars. If we be it orders. So,
and that's the beauty of sports.
You know why that is today? Because everybody is demanded to, bro, you better learn how to do everything.
Yeah.
Now, you might do certain things well than others, but you better know how to, pass a little bit, shoot a little bit,
situational basketball,
defense a little bit, and then you got to learn how to tank this game. Because, like I say, everybody caught up to the Warriors.
Yeah.
Because everybody.
No, everybody did. Well, they caught up to them systematically.
A good bit.
Yeah. Because if you think of the difference between the Warriors when they was in the heyday to the rest of the league, and now it's like
that's why I look at the Kings and I'm like, it wasn't gonna be easy, but.
And it's also a balance between the Warriors themselves are aging and going through their own growing pains.
Yeah,
but
they are.
But a lot of other teams have already adapted to
how they play,
and two, they have their own people who get their own answers to that.
Like Denver. Basically, the Kings is little Denver, bro. Because Sabonis is little Joker. Like it's the same almost subset.
You
like,
get in there.
You know what I'm saying? How the Denver uses Joker, the Kings uses Sabonis.
Yeah.
And then obviously you have the guard play, but it's the same.
Keegan Murray is like Michael Porter Jr. at this point.
And you have like Fox and Monk, and again, they might go ISO. Like even how they isolate today. Isolations today is to get to the basket, not to take a jumper.
Oh, they taking a jumper, they taking it. They only taking
like they ain't taking a heavily contested jumper. But if I get you an ISO, I go into the rim for a floater, bro. I ain't gonna go back you down or try to get free and then pull up. I go on straight down the line to get a floater, to get an iron one. Like, because that's the difference between an isolation back in the day versus an isolation back in the day. I just trying to shake you up, pull it up. Okay, I can step back, get a three, or step back, get a mid-range, or go to the rim.
So you feel like that's why they so against James Harden's ISOs?
Yeah. That's why you don't see James Harden ISO no more. And that's why James Harden ISOs don't work, because Luka's tried it. But you see how far they get. And Luka's ISO is step back three.
Yeah.
Every time, or like let's say Kyrie get an ISO. Again, Kyrie follows the same philosophy. If I get an ISO, depending on where I am on the floor, I'm mixing it up to pull up three, step back three, mid range, or I get into the rim.
Yeah.
And most of the times it's getting to the rim.
Or passing.
If they give me the lane to get to the rim, I go into the rim. I only go in for a step. Well, Kyrie don't really step back. He just dance a little bit and pull up. But it's like I only pull up in rhythm. But most of the times it's to get to the rim or get close to the rim. So I get in the rhythm, take some efficient shots, and then I could go. When they come back and now you think they going in the rim, you sagging off of me a little bit, and I can, shoot it in your face.
Fair.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think part of that is also, the refereeing or the calls are more offense centric now.
Oh, for sure.
I feel
that's
like
the whole point.
You used to allow more contact. So as the defender, you come try to back me down. Like I'll welcome that because, I know that the refs can let that play.
Yeah.
I can put my elbow in your back. I can push you off. You gotta earn your bucket. But these days,
yeah,
you get flopped.
I could drive every time and still get a foul goal.
Yeah, but I still maintain, right, that like teams themselves, like the personalities of teams has
gone away.
And teams still have I won't go ahead and say that teams don't have personalities. I just feel like their personalities are copy paste and change one thing. You know what I mean? Like it's like back in the day, the 2000 Lakers was extremely different than the Pistons that they was, and those were extremely different than the personality of the Celtics, and so it created this sort of storyline that everybody as the world who was watching the sport was rooting for, and you had your team and your team was your personality. You know what I mean? Like the Pistons were the bad boys and the Celtics and the Lakers didn't like each other, and the teams that they put together told the story, and I just don't feel I don't know if it's just that I old and I ain't been following the sport enough, but I don't feel the connection to it. But it also feels the same with football too, where
It's just a modern thing, bro.
yeah, maybe I just aging out.
No, I mean, I think
Maybe
that's just the
I just age it
modern
out.
take of the athletes. They don't hate each other because everybody have Instagram or Twitter. And
Yeah, but
Honestly.
it ain't like I wouldn't even say it's just about hate. It's just about your team versus mine. It's just like when you looked at the pieces of a team, NBA and football. Like when you looked at the pieces of a team, teams played differently. Teams had different assets. Like there wasn't, when you look back at you can't tell me that there was another team that was similar to Kobe and Shaq. That there was another team that was similar to Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan. And there was another team that was similar to Garnett, Allen, Paul Pierce. You know, like
They use more puzzle pieces instead of
and
the whole.
it really was a
so you
puzzle.
mean teams have
because
more
you,
of a distinct play style?
right
Yeah,
because you
and
had
complementary pieces.
because you had role players, right? Like how we have now, like you have a bunch of Swiss Army knives. Like let's say in this day and age, you have a bunch of Swiss Army knives, but you have a bunch of Swiss Army knives on all teams.
Yeah.
So it's like
It's a plug and play type
right,
of
it's a plug and play, and all teams just saying which offense goes best against which offense is going to score more points against the next offense, because like I say, I think a lot of the rules change to call in more offense centric games.
That's what the fans want.
Yeah, that's
Right.
what football switched to, because everybody tailored everything to benefit the offense. So it could be an upper tempo type of game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like we was discussing earlier, I was like, yeah, you know, a lot of you used to have personalities in QBs, regardless of the names. Like you used to have pocket QBs, you used to have QBs who could launch it, you used to have QBs who are more scramblers, and what pieces you would put together for a Michael Vick who was more of a scrambler and somebody who could launch the ball. You had a Donovan McNabb who was a scrambler, but he couldn't launch the ball like a Michael Vick. Like he was, you know, so that gave the pieces that you would put around a team, it would be different. So the Falcons with Vic, their personality would be a lot different than the Eagles with McNabb, which would be a lot different than the Colts with Peyton Manning and the Patriots with Tom Brady, who were pockets. But even the difference between Tom Brady and Peyton Manning was even
different.
more stark.
Yeah.
Right? Because Peyton Manning was also, I could throw this long ball, but I also will show off my IQ and audible, and I care what my head coach say. Whereas with Tom Brady, it's like I can work with Bill Belichick.
I don't need much.
I don't need much.
Yeah.
Where the McNabb was like I could scramble, but I can throw a shorter pass, and Vic was like I can scramble, but I can bomb it. You know, and it's like you build different pieces. Each of those QBs and each of those teams need different pieces, and you kind of knew the story of the Falcons, the story of the Eagles, the story of the. But now if
I agree.
now
But
if I say
everybody is building off a prototype though.
Yeah,
So
but-
like even with the QBs, I don't think you could be a quarterback without having some form of run game.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so if I say the QB that can scramble and throw an accurate pass, it's like that's
A bunch of people.
You might not know which QB I talking about. But
Yeah.
if back in the day I was like the QB that is scramble and bomb it, you'd be like that's Vic.
Yeah.
Or the QB that is stay in the pocket and call a bunch of audibles and that's Manning. It's like the QB is sometimes break the pocket and then it's throw a bomb. That's Favre. You know, like throw a bomb. And so it's like you had it was a lot more to look forward to in terms of personality, storyline, with how you would take a team and build a team around your centerpiece. And I feel like these days is just more everybody's interchangeable. When you talk about Jackson, Wilson, Mahomes, it's like I could take them and put them anywhere and it would still be they interchangeable.
I mean, they have subtle differences, but I get what you mean. Because like, okay, like you say, like a Jalen Hurts or who your boy? The boys who's play on Buffalo and Cincinnati.
Josh Allen.
Josh
Joe
Allen
Burrow.
and Joe Burrow. Like, you know, they have similar play styles, but it's like
There's
everybody knows.
but
It's subtle differences and subtle, but it
Emphasis
ain't
on
that
the
much.
subtle. Yeah.
Because
And
it,
Yo, go ahead.
or like, you know, like you have like, okay, like a player like Tua or whatever. Like, he's similar to Russell Wilson, similar to this person. Because everybody going off for the success. Yeah.
I mean, you want the instant gratification, so why would you not take the path that has led to the most success?
Yeah, but
But it ain't
then-
as exciting like
but
you
the-
said.
right to the
Yeah.
detriment of you lose.
You build a storytelling.
Exactly.
I mean,
You miss
Yeah.
out on the storytelling. You
Yeah.
miss out on the. This is a Peyton Manning who was the technical smart QB. This is the Tom Brady who was the technical, but doesn't may throw shorter passes, but you know, and listens more to the coach. And
Yeah.
this is the Vic who is the the cannon. So I feel like that was a part of the game that was very valuable to at least me when I was growing up,
Yeah.
both in basketball and
Football, yeah.
football. And I mean, I'd say even in other sports too. But that's somewhat lost, and you know, as somebody who passes by games, because now it ain't like I coming home from school and you know I get all the
I
time.
gotta
in the
watch all
world.
the
It's like
games,
I
like-
only get 50 minutes before I fall asleep to try
Really?
to watch LeBron. You know,
I think that's a age thing too, because
It
I
is a
find
age thing.
myself watching this highlights
Yeah.
way more
man.
than and Sports Center way more than watching a live game. Like, okay, this play. Let me see how they lose. Okay, let me watch how they break down. Oh, you can see how
Yeah.
you know how they playing this play bricking.
And I think the younger athletes probably tell their story in like different ways, probably social media and stuff. So the kids probably
But-
more up to date on them than us. I don't know.
Yeah, but I feel like the story on the court is
Yeah,
at least
same.
more,
It's the
more
same.
subtle, and I just I just don't get the appeal, because I feel like if I was this age, if I was born in like 83 instead of 93,
Mhm.
and I was this age when Kobe was in his prime, I probably still would have tuned in, because I want to tune in. You know what I mean? Like, I want to tune in. It's just that when I do tune in, I'm seeing the same game. It's almost like it doesn't matter if you change the jerseys, if you sell LeBron, if you trade LeBron for KD and all of that. I still, if you switch out KD and LeBron on the Lakers and LeBron goes over to the Suns, it's like, I don't feel like the game is
You
going to
feel like
change.
that knob in
I
it.
don't feel like it's going to change. So I watching the stats and I watching the scores change and stuff, but
Yeah.
I know that if I tune in, it don't really matter.
Yeah. I mean, analytics, stuff like that. Everything. Just the evolution. Hold on. So if you born 83, you think you would have been by the Kobe era in some way?
And I'd have been a Jordan fan. If I was born in '83, I'd have been a Jordan fan.
So you would have been by the Kobe.
I wouldn't have been mad at Kobe, but
You would have been by this era. You would have been by this era.
like the 80s era.
Huh?
Or Bird and Magic.
But
He probably would have been a Bernard King fan or something like that.
But he
Who is
born in
Bernard
83 though. He
No.
born in 70 something.
No, but I'm saying, but the thing about it is, right? A lot of the people that we claim to love, they've been prototypes of these people that either don't have the claim or just got rid of with injuries, bro. Cause like, okay, like a Bernard King was sweet shooter long, could fly, dropping like 40 points, 50 points or whatever, but injuries rob him. Or like a Sidney Moncrief was a prototype to Kawhi Leonard. Mid-range and could play defense 2-time defensive player of the year, but he played in Milwaukee and he wasn't winning. So
well, if you didn't think I wasn't qualified to be on this podcast, because I don't know any of those people.
no, but like that they 80s
Bernard King
superstar,
on the Knicks.
or like you have
no.
them Denver teams like what's your boy name? Not Joe Ingles. I forget what Like one dude was on the Pistons.
I see what you're saying though.
Like it's like it's prototypes there to
Medicine equal the playing field. Analytics equal the playing field. Just like, there's a bunch of things made it like a perfect storm.
Game tape
just be
equal the playing field because now people could be like, oh, I have a similar body type to Mitch. I can play like Mitch.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me try to play Mitch. Oh, I can't go as fast as Mitch. But
Let me find somebody else who even more similar to me.
I can still mimic Mitch. But I'll tweak something to make it me. That's
so
all it
you
is.
might have somebody who even closer to you who almost like Mitch, but
like,
closer to you.
A good example of that is Trae Young and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Same size. Oh, I can shoot like Steph. All right.
Same size.
But Trae a little smaller.
Yeah.
But it's still okay. I come down and bomb me. But if you insert Trae into Golden State system and you close your eye, you hear, okay, the point guard dropped 30.
He got 40. Yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, but it ain't as impressive the second time.
You need the original too.
Because like when Steph did it, Steph was the first his guy. Well, quote unquote, the first.
Yeah.
Popularize it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's the first of his guy, but he's the first of his kind to popularize it.
Yeah, because he got championships and whatnot and all that stuff.
But then you see Trae Young, and it's like, okay, hold on now.
You gotta have another one.
It's look like deja vu.
Yeah, because it almost even when Trae Young came into the league, everybody's like,
this big
this ain't gonna be no good.
Which is part of the hate that Kobe also gets, because it's like, this is the second LeBron.
Yeah.
I mean, second Michael
Jordan.
Jordan. Michael Jordan, sorry. And it's like, I will concede to that, because it's like, as much as he tries to hide it, you can't deny that game was similar.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say the same thing for Trae, and I'd say the same thing for a lot of the LeBron phenotypes. I would concede that LeBron is there might have been people who were LeBron's phenotype before LeBron came.
Like Magic Johnson.
But they weren't as prolific. Even though as prolific as Magic Johnson was,
nah, it ain't close. Like
a LeBron phenotype who fall in that place is Blake Griffin. But he didn't start it being diverse with his game until later.
He looked like early LeBron, but he didn't look like late LeBron.
Yeah, no, but like Blake Griffin pissed in Detroit.
Yeah,
he was dribbling and shooting, and it's like, bro, you needed to start playing like this in the Clippers.
And
he just wanted to show off his talent at that point.
He just wanted athleticism.
He didn't get.
Another, I guess, LeBron player type to some degree was Paul George, but Paul George reminded me more of T-Mac.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, Paul George developed his shot more.
And earlier than LeBron, because we just forget how early LeBron was just more about athleticism.
Yeah.
This 3-point shot and this score LeBron is a later LeBron, more akin to how Kobe 8 and Kobe 24 was LeBron when he first. And the same thing with Wade too. Like I love to watch the progression of that. Was it 2006?
2003.
2003?
Yeah.
2003?
Oh, you know, as soon as he came out,
like Wade, LeBron, Melo, like how they came in, because
Melo ain't evolved.
No, but
he did.
Yes, he did. Y'all just say giving him the y'all ain't no one.
Sorry,
Stop hating on Carmelo Anthony.
No, I don't think he really had a polished offensive game.
All right, he wasn't as flashy, but first of all, he had a lot to live up to, because then you have Dwayne Wade, who was an amazing slasher.
Melo coming scoring heavy though.
Yeah, okay, yes. And what he did for the Knicks team, you can't underestimate. You can't understate.
Okay.
Melo was always a solid player, but like
I agree with you.
We have to compare, but it just so happens that some other people in this draft class just turn out to be greater, and that's impossibly great. Right?
I feel like
because LeBron didn't come into the league as the prolific scorer that he is now. He came into the league off of his athleticism.
So you don't feel like Melo could do more?
I feel like Melo, if he was put in better situations, Melo would have had a better career.
Okay.
Melo on the Pistons.
Don't pay. Oh Lord, no. We just talked about
that's one of the biggest.
That hurt me, babe. That hurt me, babe.
No, I think Melo on the Pistons it'll make his career longer, because he'd learn how to he'd learn how to be in shape. He'd learn to play defense, and he'd learn situation basketball.
You on the Nuggets? You ain't got nobody.
Yeah.
to
I
defer
think
to.
you would add a more killer will on a Detroit win
Yeah.
on a Chauncey the Major because they didn't
Yeah.
make him like, bro, take this game and play with
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
bro.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's what they saying. Like all of the other top three. So let's say Melo was in the top three of his draft class, which was Wade, LeBron, and Carmelo.
Melo was top 3.
Yeah, no. So, and that's what they're saying. But it's also it's luck and skill for you to be able to have a Hall of Fame career, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And LeBron came in with just raw athleticism. Like LeBron's 3-point shot.
Like, he
and all
couldn't
that
even
was-
shoot the
was
first year.
terrible.
Yeah.
Like go and look at it. It was horrid. All right.
I
I
agree.
hate because people was comparing LeBron to Kobe from that early.
That make you mad.
That made me mad. I felt some type of way. But and then Wade, like when you look at Wade was a pure slasher when he came in.
I
A
feel like
great
Wade had the
slasher.
head start though, because he had Shaq and Gary Payton.
No,
I don't
I didn't
know,
know.
no
You
more
talking
than-
about the first year? The
Yeah.
first year,
Yeah,
yeah.
Lamar.
First-
He had
okay,
Lamar.
alright.
He had
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah,
And
but he was still was a slasher.
He was a slasher. He
Was
was a
it-
pure slasher.
Alonzo was still there?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Lonzo was in the. I think
No.
Lonzo was on the Nets or
And they bring
had
him
a
back
kidney situation. Yeah,
Yeah. It was so,
Okay.
yeah.
It was really Wade
Okay.
Lamar Odom, and he was a pure slasher then. So it's like when you take how diamond in the rough, the three of them were, right? But their situations got better. Like, but Melo's situation didn't get bad. He didn't get the situations that Wade and LeBron got, right? Like,
Yeah.
yes, you could say LeBron took his he took the Cavaliers far early in his career, but like he couldn't shoot. It was athleticism, and the same thing for Wade. I feel like Melo coming into the league was more rounded than.
Yeah, he had a more polished
That's what
He's
I'm
more
saying.
Yeah.
So he had the head start.
But he didn't have the he didn't have
He
the
had the
opportunity.
system, bro.
He had the system.
He
Yeah.
had the system. He had the opportunity. You telling me the two of the three in that draft class get together and they win rings? You see what I mean? It's like saying
Well,
yeah,
3
you
in the
pick-
top 5.
Yeah, it's like you saying you put Carmelo with Kobe and you know what I mean? Like Carmelo.
No, but the crazy thing is about this, Carmelo was supposed to be in Miami,
see.
but he wanted to sign for more money, so that's why they just killed Carmelo.
So who faulted is that?
That's his
Melo
fault.
I
fault.
mean, but what I saying is right. You like his career wasn't as glamorous and stuff, but
Yeah.
he did some great things.
He
on the
gets
next.
he got some unlucky hands.
Yeah, he just like and that just illustrates how it's part luck and it's part skill. Like he does our skill. You can't like people underestimate it and people.
I think that's
undersell
why
it.
people get mad.
Yeah, because he didn't have the opportunity. I mean, come on, boy. Like LeBron ended up with Wade and Bosh.
Yeah, that was in.
Like if you just had LeBron and Wade, that's enough. Right? That's
I
enough
agree.
to make a case for a team. But you add Chris Bosh to that?
Looking back at it now, that was a bad parent. Though.
And he-
Yeah.
Because like LeBron and Wade don't even complement each other's skill sets, bro.
Yeah, they don't.
Because like
At
okay,
that point in time, they didn't.
yeah, because Wade he made a smart move to give LeBron,
yeah.
divest to LeBron, but Wade is a slasher that needs shooting around him.
I
But
think
in
in
a
their
different
mind they were just like, baby, we can run over everybody, and that's just what it is.
Three superstars, and that's all we
Yeah,
need.
that's what they was thinking, and that's why the Emery was like, "Go ahead, let's see how it
Right?
works."
But what Carmelo get? I'll wait.
That was Melo choice though.
I'll wait.
That was Melo
I mean,
choice.
the thing about it is he shouldn't
get
have
money.
forced the trade
He get
from
money.
Denver to New York.
Some of that is Melo fault.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
but-
because
Okay,
he should have
yeah.
left it and then just signed with them. Then you would have
Yeah,
had
but-
all the thing, Raymond Felton and all the rest of them.
Yeah, but
Gallinari,
how many super teams was forming in the time that LeBron, Wade, and Bosh got together? The only other super team that you could say you had was the Celtics.
That was pretty much
No,
over.
but you could have said New York
Which was-
too, because Amari was already
Amari was
on the
on the
New York
Knicks, yeah.
Knicks.
and Chauncey.
No, Chauncey
old
came
Chauncey.
with
Okay.
Yeah, Chauncey came with Melo.
Yeah, but Chauncey at that point was
Was washed Chauncey.
yeah, Chauncey at that point, like if you had Chauncey, the Chauncey Billups that was like before, like on the great Pistons who defeat the Lakers, But this was after they done run the race, and
Yeah.
like we say before, like, your career was about 5 to 7 years, and then after that you just going from team to team,
Yeah, they buy in.
trying to make your pension, and then no for real.
That's
like,
what happened in for real. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, trying to make your pension. But I wouldn't call the Knicks the same super team like Amari Stoudemire, who had already got injured on the Suns.
Yeah, this was he signed with the Knicks the year when everybody, it was that break free agency and everybody was moving.
That was after the lockout.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's before the lockout.
Oh,
Because that's
Yeah.
when Boozer went from Utah to the Bulls.
yeah.
Amari gone to there. That's the same summer. The Heatles was formed. Everybody's changing teams that year.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, that was the like
The lockout was the year after.
and we hadn't seen a team like the Heat. Like that was unheard of, especially coming off the back of them vetoing the Chris Paul trade.
No,
So it's
that
like-
came before, right? Because when the Heat was announced, it was like
Really?
a month after the Lakers had beat Boston in the 2010 finals. Because I remember when I heard that, I was in Phoenix that day. I was in Phoenix during that time. I had saw Amari actually in the airport going to New York, and he Tingham was like, I remember Kadeem was like, wait,
As Amari.
the Heat. No, yeah, we were saying Amari, but they was
Oh.
like the Heat, 'cause LeBron and Bosh going to the Heat, and everybody's like, what?
Yeah, unprecedented.
Like, it is like, and my uncle was like, well, they gotta beat the Lakers, and that's why they had that Christmas game, and the Heat just mushed them, bro.
But he just, like you said, they wasn't really complimenting each other. So that's why that first year.
Yeah,
was
that first year was rough because it's like,
tragedy.
bro, skill set wise, LeBron and Wade don't complement each other, bro. Because none of them is a consistent knockdown shooter.
Yeah, and I think that's why in the second and third year, they was like, man, we just got to play
Yeah.
smart, I guess. Let LeBron kind of run the point and score, whatever. Blah,
Yeah,
blah,
even
blah.
though Wade had a great season and he was voted the number one player in the league coming back into the next season. But it was like, for this team to be successful, LeBron has to be the best player.
Yeah. So that was a wild time. But I mean, even then, Spurs got on. Huh?
I have a take on that.
So, with Wade being the number one player going into 2011, 2012?
I can't let Melo slide, but
No, but hold on. See,
As we wait for Mitch to come back on camera.
yeah.
I had to make sure my hands. But see, when I say they was one of the first super teams, right? Like, so I remember thinking that it was unfair with team the Celtics gathered because I was a Lakers fan. I don't want the Celtics. to
I
be
was happy
busy.
because I was a staunch Celtics fan.
But see, right? Kevin Garnett.
They was old, me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I said. That's the point that I try to make. Because Kevin Garnett had his prime on the
Minnesota.
Timberwolves.
But he,
In
like, the
Minnesota.
thing was, when he came to Boston, that was his 12th year, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ray Allen was done on the Supersonics.
Yeah.
He was done, quote unquote, out of his prime as well. Paul Pierce had already been on the Celtics.
Suffering for
Yeah.
years.
Suffering. Yeah,
yeah,
Paul,
yeah.
hold on. Paul Pierce sucks. I hate that man. First of all, I even hate his commentary. Get him off. I'll never like anything Celtics. But
you have on green now, though.
yeah, well, that's fine. But I didn't know I was gonna be on this podcast. But he objectively sucks, both in basketball and commentating.
Just in life.
Yeah. You suck at life, Paul Pierce. but so you had them and they was whole like it was like a super team that you could afford to gather because all of them stars was on clearance. No, for real, all of them was on clearance, right? And
So
then
that's why you knock LeBron.
like, no. But then you take the same thing with the Knicks, where it's like, yeah, you have Billups and then you have Stoudemire, but but because of different reasons, they were both on clearance as well. But Bosch was in his prime in Toronto. They plucked that way out of Toronto in his prime. Wade was still in his prime, and LeBron was still
Unstoppable.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why I call it a super team, unlike anything else that we've seen, because Kobe was in his 24 Black Mamba, right? And then
Yeah, Kobe was coming out. Kobe last good year was 2011.
Did that Knicks team make the Eastern Conference Finals?
it don't matter because hold on.
Which version? Because I think the one when they had Jason Kidd and Rasheed Wallace on it made a deep run. But I trying to remember if
I know they had to meet the
Yeah.
Heat couple times. So
Yeah,
that's probably-
but
2011 was the Bulls. 2012, who they play? I think they played the Pacers.
yeah, I think so.
2012 and 2013, I think they played the Pacers. And no.
The Knicks is still supposed to go far, man.
but no, but hear what I saying. Like if you getting bargain bin or
Yeah.
clearance, superstars like the Celtics did it and it worked, right? But it don't always work.
That's
The
prime
Knick-
Melo, bro.
Nobody.
Ella, who else?
To Mitch's point, it doesn't work because remember when Brooklyn had trade for KG and
Oh, that was terrible,
Pierce,
Jesus.
and
I
they
don't
had
even
Joe
remember that.
Johnson, and they had
Nobody
Derek
remembers that
Williams.
because that's how bad it was. Man.
bargain bin.
That was-
That's all I say. Like so you could go by the names, but if they bargain bin names at that point in time, like how Miami had Shaq, we don't mention that they had Shaq, but Shaq was bargain bin at that point in time.
But look at this though. Dirk had Bargain Bin, Jason Kidd, and everybody.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
how we
he did.
pull it off?
because Dirk Nowitzki is great.
That's why I gotta knock Melo again.
No, but hold on.
But Dirk was sort of out of his prime too, though.
Ooh.
And then
Like
and then you have a different quote unquote situation. But you telling me so a super team is like you bring LeBron who coming into his prime, Wade who coming into his prime, and Chris Bosh who already was doing good work. It's like that's a super team because you get 3 young superstars. Like if like in an alternate universe, if the
They going
Heat-
4 for 4.
if the Heat had stayed together, right?
Mhm.
Contracts and all of that stuff. If they stayed together, our championships would have been whomever out the West, whoever make it out the West, Heat.
But
no,
that's, what
I don't think so, bro.
that's what LeBron do for 10
No,
years.
no. Let me tell you why I disagree with that.
That's what LeBron do
Because
for 10 years.
no, let me tell you why I disagree. Because
Let me take a sip of this water.
the Heat got old after that second hand San Antonio Spurs finals, bro. That's why he left to go to
That's
Cleveland.
another why the Spurs
Yeah.
is old too.
No, but they had Kawhi and they had young
they
pieces.
Kawhi. I give you
Yeah,
Kawhi.
hold on, y'all. Hold on. They still had Tim Duncan.
Tim Duncan was old.
Yeah, old.
Huh?
Tim Duncan was old.
I don't care if hold on. All right. There are certain superstars
Who don't age.
whose game no it ain't that they
Game,
don't
no,
age.
They don't
No,
need
but
it.
he was
Whose
still
game-
playing. He was still like all NBA performance.
Whose game works when you age,
Okay.
right?
I give you that.
Like Slasher Wade's game would not work when he aged, right?
Uh-huh.
But Wade found himself into a new category of scorer that work as he aged, that allow him to extend his.
He have that YMCA type of game.
Don't get it.
And so
No, wait.
Oh,
yeah,
wait.
So it like
and so did LeBron. LeBron found his way into a game that also works as he aged because LeBron doesn't play the same way that he did when he came into the league.
I could agree with that.
he was
straight
more-
line drives,
Exactly.
find a
Yeah.
point, bully ball,
He,
shot.
He found the shot. He does fadeaways, and he like on days where he needs sore, he could come to wake and be like, "All right, young bucks, my knee is shot."
I gotta post you
He
up.
can still get 25,
Yeah.
right? And that takes like you have to give it to him. That takes skill to learn how to do that.
I ain't
The
gonna
same
lie,
thing
man.
with Wade. That takes skill to learn, right?
The skills that Melo had.
But hold on. And you called him Duncan was playing like he was getting ready for retirement since he come in the league.
You ain't lie.
Ginobili also did a great job of finding his because he
Changed
The
his
went,
second
game.
win.
he went from that to 6-man. Y'all forget he was 6-man. He was Manu Ginobili,
I remember.
who y'all bring from Argentina, like Ricky Rubio and all of that stuff.
His body was already wearing down from the national team.
And he Popovich, quote unquote, demoted him to 6-man, and he still was putting up numbers because he just changed his game. Tony Parker also was yes, he was a scorer, but his
Tony
main
was
thing
a slasher, but
he was a slasher and a passer
Yeah.
too. So they as a team all capitalize on things that they can do when they were old. That's why that team lasted so long.
Yeah.
Right? So yes, they were bargain bin. You could quote unquote bargain bin.
I
right?
think Kawhi, yeah, obviously.
And then you add Kawhi, right? Who was an up and coming blooming superstar.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, sure, they were bargain bin. Like at that point in time, they might have been bargain bin superstars, but they were bargain bin superstars who made it work.
Mm-hmm.
Like a old Rasheed Wallace, I don't want him on nowhere near me. You know, like a old Ben Wallace, if you can't run and block,
It don't even make sense.
yeah, go on with car dealership or something. You know, like
Yeah.
like, but the Spurs was the Spurs was special.
I agree.
I mean, some people in games just age better than us. Like a good example of that is my old good reliable
Who is this?
Al Horford
Oh,
of the
Lord.
Boston Celtics. Yeah, but
I agree.
Al like 36.
All old as hell.
Yeah,
man.
he's 36
Jeez.
going on 37. Still like, okay, I know how to time it. I know how to
He
get in
been playing
position.
the same game
Yeah.
for like 10 years.
He had
man.
that Tim Duncan game.
Yeah.
Okay, I get to the paint. All right, one left
Yeah.
jump hook, one right jump hook. I can pick the spots. Okay, I know I can just zoom to the basket. Let me make space, get open, top of the key three.
Shoot that ugly 3 times at a time.
Yeah,
And then you also have a veteran in the locker room, like
yeah.
well, which recently, those things came up when you're talking about a young Grizzlies team and how nobody was there to tell Ja,
Just
like,
stop freaking out.
like you come from private school, like you and I went to QC. Why would I have a gun? Like why would
And
I
they
be
making millions.
I ain't about that. Like, hold on, but we different because I actually hold on. I ain't grew up in no suburbs. No. But you know what I mean? Like I ain't about that life.
That's the Nassau tale. Even though y'all going to QC, Camp Road is right around the corner.
Everybody got.
Yeah. And that's the thing. But he ain't from Nassau. That is the Nassau tale. And that's one thing that I love about this country is even the people who are successful, like you go and
You
look at
ain't that separated from
Exactly.
getting in
Balance
there.
kinda.
you go and you look at the autobiography of any of the prime ministers we have, and you be like, they grew up on Market Street. Go look up
Yeah.
your the first or second generation that you had, and you be like, yeah, they grew up on Quaco Street and they make a farm or whatever. And it's like, I love that about us because the people who have money and the people who made it for themselves aren't far removed from not having it.
You didn't make a change
Right.
going forward?
It might because I don't want my kids to struggle.
Yeah, but then the
Yeah.
thing about it is it'll change. But the thing about the degree of separation, it's like I say, I could go to private
Yeah, you
school,
still got family
but I
ties.
can still
Yeah.
come around with a little blade because I know how I move and I know where it is, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is. I ain't got to struggle, but it's like the mentality of, hey, someone gonna try to come for mine.
Yeah.
So
You
I
ain't
can
gonna just
need
wear
the
your
strap.
chain anywhere and all that, but then
yeah,
But you also have to have that awareness that I don't think
you can get in the
that
States.
young
Yeah.
man, Ja Morant had.
yeah.
He didn't.
When you posing with guns and stuff and you are the star of a whole franchise, right?
Mhm.
You are their franchise ticket. You know what I mean? Like, and you playing ball like that. You can't be out there and
Freaking
nobody
yourself
Running down on niggas,
Exactly.
like pulling up the shoe stores with the gun,
And your
threatening
gang.
17-year-olds with like
nobody around you should be encouraging that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like if you get into this trouble and the people around you didn't say anything about it or was encouraging that,
That's a
then
problem.
you need new people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you ain't even come up like us who mixed into it. You know.
Yeah.
You. There's evidence that you come up and you wasn't even exposed to this. So what's it all for? Because the people I know who exposed this would in a heartbeat be like, if I didn't have to worry about this, I take that y'all wouldn't have to worry about me.
Fair
I would
enough.
never come back.
Fair enough. And damn.
And if they don't come back, I'd be like, there goes that man who ain't never come back. I want to be like him one day.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So I just think that's so foolish to be somebody of a star of that caliber and this is your downfall. That don't make no sense to me.
Well,
that can't be a downfall.
let's hope he gets right. Let's hope he, you know.
And then on top of that, since y'all get eliminated, since the Lakers eliminated the Grizzlies, I'm pretty sure you would have been on like a revenge tale. You know what I mean? You just coming back, Ja.
Yeah.
You young. Everybody on the Lakers old, you know. The Lakers already proved themselves.
He need to prove himself.
But you come here, you ain't have no rings.
Oh my God.
You don't have no titles.
Yeah.
And you yourself get into some scandals. I would think you would be on a tear to prove that your basketball game is worth every single penny that the Grizzlies paid you.
Yeah.
But you didn't prove that.
Wow. There you have it, folks.
So you got some PR to do.
There you have it, folks. Ja, you gotta get right.
He got some PR to do because you have to come back from that. You ain't on no side of the fence, right? Because you have people who want to get who don't want to be in that situation, who want to see you not in that situation, right? And we could be upset because you putting yourself back into that situation, and then you have people who in that situation who don't want to see you in that situation, and they also rightfully could be upset because Ja Morant before all of this controversy was setting himself up to be the darling darling of the NBA. You young, you balling, your talent is there.
Mistakes happen, mate.
You pay for mistakes.
Yeah, he will.
You pay for them. And you can find out.
Well, there is that. There it is, everybody.
No, you pay for them, and so just as a personal thing, because we sponsored by alcohol, everybody cut that out. Just as a personal thing, it's like you wanna do the best that you can
Yes, we get in on this.
for all of the people who are around you. Them people around you should have your best interest at heart because you is their paycheck
They get reap from you.
from your success,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So when them people around you ain't doing the job that they supposed to, which is keeping you away from trouble.
I mean, they don't want success either.
Exactly.
Fail.
So you need to consider that.
All right.
You need to consider the people that you have around you.
All right. And there we have it, everybody. Another episode of Fanatic Islanders. We have Dr. Carrier.
Cut.
We have Demetrius Carrier. We have Mitch. We have, the guy. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all. I'll be in there. We have Justin. Kadera in the studio somewhere. You got
Somewhere.
me. Macario. And yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Hope this was a good one for you. Catch y'all later.